Hey guys, this is Chetan for Gizmo Times and you're watching a quick comparison of the Xiaomi Mi Note 10 and the Realme X2. So this basically is going to be a comparison of the specifications to show you what these two phones offer and what are the major differences between the two phones. Starting with the design, if you hold the two phones, it's easily noticeable that the Mi Note 10 is heavier and also thicker. So that's the reason for that is that it comes with a heavier battery and a larger capacity battery. So obviously the thickness had to be increased, and the sensor as well on the Mi Note 10 is large enough to take up more space, and that is why the phone has become thicker, and that actually made Xiaomi include a larger battery here. So talking about the numbers here, it's 9.7 mm thickness on the Mi Note 10, it's 8.6 mm for the Realme X2. And for the weight, 208 grams for the Mi Note 10 and 182 grams for the Realme X2. So that's quite a lot of difference. Almost about 25 grams of difference is what you see here, and that's a lot. So it's not easy to hold phones with over 200 grams of weight, but then you're not compromising anything here. You're actually getting a larger battery. So obviously I would be okay with that extra amount of weight when I'm getting a larger battery on the phone. And with the display here, it's going to be a 6.47 inch display on the Mi Note 10, while on the other side it's a 6.4 inch display on the Realme X2. Both are AMOLEDs. While it's an AMOLED display on the Mi Note 10, it's a Super AMOLED display on the Realme X2, both having the same resolution and the same protection with Gorilla Glass 5, 1080 to 2340 pixels of resolution, but it's a 600 nits of brightness on the Mi Note 10, which is much brighter than the Realme X2, and also there's HDR10 support on the Mi Note 10. With the processor, it's exactly the same, the Snapdragon 730G, which is that gaming chipset in the mid-range category. Both the phones have the same chipset. The Realme XT 730G was the name of the phone earlier, but now it came in as the Realme X2 with that 730G platform, and it has a faster clock speed on the GPU, and it's 575 MHz Adreno 618 GPU, so it's the same. With the variants, 6 plus 64 was the base option for the Realme X2, while on the other side 6 plus 128 is the base option for the Mi Note 10, but it doesn't have any option to expand the storage, while the Realme X2 comes with a dedicated microSD card slot. So for someone who has that important point of that additional storage option, you have that dedicated microSD card slot on the Realme X2, while there's nothing on the Mi Note 10. It's only the internal storage that you can use. With the cameras, there's a whole lot of difference. Quad camera on the Realme X2 versus the penta camera on the Xiaomi Mi Note 10. It's a 5 camera setup here. It's a 5 camera with the major camera being a 108 megapixel one. 108 megapixel, both the sensors here, the primary ones are from Samsung. So it's a 108 megapixel Samsung sensor on the Mi Note 10. It's a 64 megapixel Samsung sensor on the Realme X2. So these are the primary cameras here. F1.7 aperture on the Mi Note 10, f1.8 aperture on the Realme X2. But what are the other cameras offering? That's what we need to look at here. So what happens with the Mi Note 10 is that the second camera here is a 12 megapixel 2x optical zoom telephoto camera. The third one is a 5x optical telephoto camera with the 8MP output, and then there's a 20 megapixel wide angle camera with the ultra wide lens, and the fifth camera is the macro lens. On the other side, the Realme X2's second camera is the wide angle camera, which is coming with the 8 megapixel resolution. Then there's a 2 megapixel depth sensor and a 2 megapixel macro sensor. So the macro cameras are the same on both of them, while a depth camera is added on the Realme X2, which wasn't actually needed on the Mi Note 10. So it's going to take advantage of that telephoto camera for the portrait shots, and I'd say seriously the Mi Note 10 has better capture capabilities, and it actually came out with better photos. So we'll be doing a separate camera comparison, just like we'll be doing for the Redmi K20 versus the Mi Note 10. In this as well, we'll be doing a camera comparison, but I'm sure already the Mi Note 10 is going to be the winner in that aspect. For the OS, again, right now these two are on Android 9 Pie based MIUI 11 on the Mi Note 10, while it's the Color OS on this one. But this is going to get the Realme UI with the Android 10 based update. The Realme X2 is soon going to get the update, and it's already rolling out for a few testers. So there's no issue about that. This is going to have the latest Android OS, while this has Android 9 Pie based latest MIUI. So don't expect Android 10 already on this one. It's not going to be available. And you can see on the back there's no fingerprint sensor, because both the phones have the under display fingerprint sensors. Both work quite well. There's face unlock as well, a notch display, so no special features like that pop-up camera. It's USB Type-C, a speaker grill, and all the basics such as the 3.5mm headset jack is present. The dual microphone setup is also present, and there's also the IR blaster present on the Mi Note 10. So there's no IR blaster on the Realme X2. Final point about the battery, as I said, it's a large 5260 mAh battery on the Mi Note 10, while there's a 4000 mAh battery on the Realme X2. So with the battery capacity as well as with the battery usage, I'm sure the Mi Note 10 is going to be a better performer. But with the fast charging, at least the Realme X2 is quite competitive. It's the same 30-watt fast charging offered here with the VOOC 4.0 technology called on the Realme X2, while it's the USB power delivery on the Mi Note 10. So the 30-watt fast charging is the same. So obviously the Realme X2 is going to charge faster here, but in the end, if you want a larger capacity battery for a longer usage, it's going to be on this one, although it's going to charge at the same speed as the Realme X2. So this was a quick comparison of the major specifications, the major features and the design of the Xiaomi's Mi Note 10 and the Realme X2. Stay tuned for the camera comparison and also the gaming comparison. We'll probably do a gaming comparison with the GPU speeds on that, so that you'll see if there are any lags or frame drops because of the optimization done on both the phones. And you can stay tuned for those videos. And that's it in this video. I hope you like this video. If you do, share and subscribe to Gizmo for more. Thanks for watching and see you next video.